Hello, welcome to this update for the Western Pacific. We have the tropical storm Trami affecting Vietnam already with some very heavy rain parts of Vietnam. Tropical cyclone Dana already made landfall in India and is now dissipating. And there's tropical storm Kongray there on the Western Pacific. So let's see what's happening. There's a tropical storm Trami. It's leaving some very heavy rain in Hainan, parts of southern China, Laos and Vietnam especially. So yeah, be aware. The rainfall accumulation the next 9 hours already shows more than 76 millimeters parts of Vietnam. The next 17 hours already shows more than 200 millimeters. In less than a day, already shows more than 200 millimeters in Vietnam. So this will be very problematic. That amount of rain falling that amount of time. So please be careful with flooding there and everything. And until Monday, the array shows it piles up to 400 millimeters. So the European model is more than 400 millimeters. Parts of Vietnam has eastern Laos more than 300 millimeters. Further north into Vietnam, more than 200 millimeters. So please be careful. If this does happen, it'll be a serious problem there. And now until next Thursday, the next 5 days shows the European model is more than 594 millimeters, 600 millimeters. The European model has. This is so crazy. I don't think it will be this much, but you never know. 600 millimeters in 5 days might cause some catastrophic flooding. So please stay safe there and stay up to date with the forecast and everything. And further south central Vietnam, more than 100 millimeters. Laos, more than 100 millimeters. Southern Laos and eastern Laos, especially Laos right next to Vietnam, might get more than 400 millimeters. Easternmost Laos, further north to Vietnam, more than 179. Now there's more than 200 millimeters. So please stay safe there. In Hainan, more than 200, almost 300 millimeters. And yeah, so be careful. In parts of southern Vietnam, some tropical showers. Northern Cambodia, might be some heavier downpours. And Thailand, some more showers and thunderstorms. So be aware. The GFS on the next 5 days, it has more than 490, more than 500 millimeters parts of Vietnam, not 600 like the European, but it has more than 500 as well. So please be careful. But it has further north. The European has, yeah, it's a tiny difference, but it has the worst a little bit further north. So be careful in Vietnam. Please stay safe. Hainan, it has more than 356 millimeters, so be careful there. In the icon, until next Thursday, it has more than 480 millimeters, so it has a little bit less, but just 480 millimeters would be more than enough for some very dangerous flooding. So please stay safe. Eastern Laos too, and other parts of northeastern Cambodia and Thailand and other areas. So be careful there because this is already happening there. And now the rainfall, the map, the European does have Trami there. Then it has it going into Vietnam, and all that extremely heavy rain goes into Vietnam and kind of dissipates there. So this is what would cause those tremendous amounts there. So please be careful. There's the access too. It only covers southern Vietnam, but it does have some very crazy amounts of rainfall too. And until next Thursday, the excess more than 800 millimeters. That's too much. I doubt that will happen, but be aware. You never know. So please stay safe in Vietnam. This is a very serious situation. In the Philippines, it's a little bit quieter. Still some very heavy downpours. The western portions of the Philippines and some areas there. shows in some islands in the South China Sea, still more than 90 millimeters. So yeah, Indonesia shows some spots of like 70 to 80 millimeters, Malaysia too. So beware, some more tropical downpours from time to time. Western Guinea too. Beware through Sumatra, some afternoon storms. Uh, Parts of Micronesia and Palau, some 70 millimeters. Maybe some tropical downpours passing by. And there's this tropical storm, Kongray, there, the Western Pacific, does show more than 400 millimeters in the ocean there, but the European model has it going towards southern islands of Japan. It has around Naha, more than 200 millimeters next 5 days. It has Miyakojima, more than 200 millimeters as well. So be careful if you are there. Better monitor this in case this goes towards you. The GFS has it going towards Taiwan, so you can see the difference here. Might affect those southernmost islands and parts of Taiwan, and the icon has it going towards the southern islands of Japan as well. So it's almost 300 millimeters in Naha and Okinawa, some other areas. So please monitor this there. This will be very dangerous. So let's see that there are the wind gusts from the European. The wind starts picking up and the sea is like rising about on Tuesday, right? Shows more than 70 km per gust. Then the European model has this approaching those southernmost islands there, Miyakojima, Taramara, and other areas. And then by Wednesday, it has more than 80 km per gusts, especially as the cyclone approaches there. This will be a typhoon, maybe already, a very strong tropical storm. Then on Wednesday, it has this approaching there, Miyakojima with more than 137 km per gusts, 113. So this will cause a lot of problems. It has still like 146 km per gust, all the way to 150 per parts of Miyakojima next Thursday, the 31st. So please be careful. There's in Okinawa, parts of Naha, more than 160 km per gusts in those islands there. And the European dust race is all the way to 182 km per gusts there. So please be careful. And after that, might affect southern Japan in some areas in early November with some very high gusts. So please monitor the situation if you are there. And like the GFS has a stronger system, as you can see here, more compact, but it does kind of weaken and go towards the southernmost islands and Taiwan there. So yeah, be careful. The longer range model here shows Kongray there. The GFS has it going towards Taiwan and becoming a front into China and Japan later with a lot of rain. So yeah, please be careful. There's the European. It has this tropical storm in Vietnam with all the flooding. And then it has Kongray there, and then it strengthens all the way to a major typhoon. The European is like a category 3 or something, passing over the southern islands of Japan. So this will be very troubling. And it still has a moderate to very to strong typhoon passing over southern Japan on November 1st and scraping Japan with very heavy rains after that. So please monitor if you're there. There's the Canadian model. It has this passing near the islands of Japan but not making landfall, and then it passes near eastern Japan. So the Canadian's not forming anything, not hitting Japan. But it has Trummy there in Vietnam. It curves the low pressure back into the South China Sea and curves it back again into Vietnam. So better monitor. There's the icon. It has Trummy and Kongray there. And then it takes Kongray towards the southern islands of Japan with very strong. This will be almost a very strong typhoon through violent. So please monitor this. There's the Nevjan. It has both storms there. Then it has Kongray getting to a violent typhoon or something going near Japan. But that's too strong, I think. So please stay safe in those areas and be careful. There's Trummy here. They have the official tracking to Vietnam there without that heavy rain. There's Kongray. No, this is Dana, the main landfall in India, and now Kongray. It has get into a very strong typhoon. You see like 105 knots and approaching Miyakojima and maybe Naha in some areas, and might affect Taiwan. So please stay safe there. Be careful. And yeah, so be aware. And before before that arrives, that there will already be some heavy rain in Japan. So it shows more than 140 millimeters, parts of Oase 150, and other parts of Japan close to 90 millimeters until next Tuesday. If I put this until next Wednesday, yes, some Izu Islands like 150 millimeters. So please be careful there. North, central, western Japan, be careful. So it has some very heavy rain there. If I put this until next Thursday, no big difference. But if I put this until November 4th, it already has this the rest of the typhoon passing over Japan. But that's very far out. So be aware. And what will cause this rain here? Because it shows a system in eastern China, might affect some islands of South Korea. Then it has some storms in Japan by like Sunday, October 27th. That's tomorrow, right? It shows more rain in central Japan, heavier in some areas. Then Tuesday has another system of thunderstorms lifting up towards Japan, and those ones might produce some heavy rain on the 29th and on the 30th. On the 30th, the European has some very heavy rain passing near eastern Japan there. So be careful. The GFS has on Monday and also has that big system on Tuesday with some very big storms, especially in the islands there, the Izu Islands. So be careful those areas, southern South Korea too, and yeah, there's the icon as well. It has that heavy rain in Japan before too, and yeah, southern South Korea and especially the island there, and it has around eastern China some heavy rain, close to 172 millimeters still. Yes, in Taiwan, that there'll be some heavier downpours near Taiwan. Be careful, some more showers throughout China, and in Hainan, that flooding there. Shows southern China, northern Vietnam, a little bit as well. And into India, the remnants of this will leave some more thunderstorms there, some showers, but doesn't show anything crazy. And it shows like in Sri Lanka, still some tropical downpours. Southern India, heavy rain from time to time, especially in Sri Lanka and the Lakshadweep Islands, northernmost Maldives, some in western India. So yeah, be careful those areas and stay safe with the systems. So let's see if there's something else kind of important, like the current storms. There's Trummy here, so the models just take it towards Vietnam. Maybe a model 2 curves it back, but there's Kongray. Most models take it towards Japan, some towards Taiwan, especially those southern islands there. And yeah,